From your whole life getting battered, and you still choose to stay there. At that point, I'm like, dude, you need to check your mental faculty. Something ain't right.
I mean, Florida is just a hard state to live in. It's a
Same thing
hard.
like
It's a
people who
hard
live in the
state.
tornado alley. I'm like, dude, the tornadoes wreck your shit pretty much every year.
Oh, yeah. Why are you still here? Like seriously, why? I mean, and here's the thing. Ironically, the same people who live in Tornado Alley also believe in God, and they're like, well, it's God's will. Well, God doesn't want you to live here. You live in a trailer. Just put the pickup truck to your trailer and drive someplace else.
Put that shit to a vehicle and go.
Oh, Lord. Some people don't know how to take a damn hint.
Yeah.
Some people don't know how to take a damn hint. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, it's like that old joke that they tell, that old religious joke where they're like, where this guy was like, there was a flood coming, and it was up to his front to the front step of his porch, and like people were like, we're evacuating. It's like, no, God will take care of me.
Yeah.
And then it's up to his up to the top step. And they're like, man, really, you need to go. No, God will take care of me. And then he's on his roof. And the water's all the way up to his roof. He's on the roof. He's like, and they're in the boat. They're like, come on, get on. We're leaving. God will take care of me. And then he dies. And he's like, God, why did you take care of me? God's like, man, I sent someone down to tell your ass to get out there 3 damn times.
Man, down here we have a similar story about
that ignorant stance, man. I'm telling you, freaking blasphemer.
God
the next thing you're gonna tell me you don't believe in sky kicking a flying spaghetti monster.
Well, I mean,
and we have been live.
Yeah, now we're live. Yeah,
I know we've been live. Shut up. You used to your antics already, fool.
Great.
But
fired upon.
Since we all have games we're addicted to on the Switch.
Not me, although I wouldn't mind.
Well, actually, I would like the first topic to be something I think we can all agree on. But first, you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. Go ahead. Anyone go first?
Well, this is Triple M here, and let's talk about Mario and Rabbids.
And Shep.
Huh?
Introduce yourself, you bastard.
I'm eating wonton soup, fools. Don't interrupt.
Nice. You redeemed yourself.
Intro.
Oh, podcast.
Say something, you bastard.
Let's talk live gaming, funny stuff. Let's do it. What's the topic?
You're gonna find out in a second. Go ahead and eat your wonton soup and go.
What hot pepper sauce? Because I'm Caribbean, I like it spicy.
Okay, sure.
I'm down in the Caribbean, and I don't. I've already. I've killed my stomach already.
This is
my
Mr.
level,
Red
but
Fox.
that's okay. Nobody's on my level. Continue.
This is Mr. Red Fox, and I'm gonna pull a Richard Review Tech here because I like trolling people. Guys, folks, the Switch could really use Agents of Mayhem right now. It's a really great game. It really should be on the Switch. You should be able to play as Braddock on the Switch whenever you want to. That's it.
That's random.
Okay, and the Grand Poobah himself, Quan. Quan?
Grand Poobah, get it right, fool.
The Master, the Jedi Master.
We'll wait till he gets back then. He must be terribly busy playing with himself or something else.
Commander-in-Chief.
He's on Google Maps, plotting his
way.
way to come down and kick your sorry butt.
But anyway, first topic I want to bring up, and it's one that I think Liger did a podcast about, or at least he posted on Google Plus. But it's about how EA puts the customer first.
Wow. Hold on. EA puts wait. You mean to tell me they put the customer first? Mass Effect 3 says hello.
Dragon Age Inquisition says hello.
There's an actual article that says EA puts, customer satisfaction. Essentially, they put customer satisfaction above everything else.
You know what? That's true. You
Let me
know,
get
wait a second.
Wait.
One second. That is absolutely true. You want to know?
Now, I will say this. That is true if they're talking about customers that like it up the ass.
Yeah.
No.
Speaking of
Don't
my.
be rude. Let Mr. Red Fox finish the statement.
Yeah.
Mr. Red Fox, please continue.
Yeah. Basically, I'll tell you how that's absolutely true. Anyone here who's ever seen Pulp Fiction, where Ving Rhames and Bruce Willis are in the basement?
Oh, man.
Yeah. EA is the rednecks, and we're Ving Rhames. We're Ving Rhames.
Oh, Lord. Wow. Thanks for that image.
And here's all I have to say.
Now I got that song in my head.
Yeah, that's like the worst song to have that done to you while listening to that song ever. But that's neither here nor there. My point is this: EA is foul. It's hilarious how after the fact they throw everyone under the bus. Like the current CEO's like, well, you know, Mass Effect Andromeda wasn't that bad of a game. Yeah, it was. If it wasn't bad, you wouldn't have shuttered the studio that made it.
Gosh, man.
And me, I'm only gonna buy Mass Effect Andromeda to be a completionist because I bought the previous 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, my nickname is Commander Shepard, so I have to deal with this series.
Yeah, man, that's a legacy that lived out.
My name's Commander Shepard, and EA is my favorite store on the Citadel.
So I'm gonna see if I can find it. Maybe I can find a gift card or something.
Oh, by the way, I got the link on the side chat. And wants the verification.
Awesome.
Wow.
Actually, I'm about to bookmark this.
Mm.
Yeah, in the.
You know what? Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do with this? I really want to do this. Right now, for all those listening, I know it's not many at the time, but I'm actually going to read this shit.
Oh crap!
Some of it.
Listen, I'm eating my soup. I don't want you to make me throw up, okay?
I'm eating Puerto Rican cheese here, and yeah, I don't want to throw up either.
Okay, fine. I changed my mind. I'm not going to read it. Yes. Even her smile right there,
You know, she has this look. She has this look like that woman in that picture has a look like while she's smiling at you, someone in her corporation is coming in your house and stealing all your shit. So when you get back home, all your stuff's gonna be gone. You're like, what happened to my stuff?
but here's my issue with this article.
That is a classic 1950s smile. We see the commercials that give you the most absurd guarantees, which you know damn well is not gonna do.
It's too good to be true, so it always is.
To me,
I guarantee this pill is gonna make you lose so much weight.
Spend 99 cents and we guarantee you eternal happiness. Look at my smile.
Look. I get my problem.
I could put a smile far worse in the scenario, and I don't know who will get this reference, but if you look it up, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that is wrong." That's like a Kira Noir smile.
Oh.
Okay, listen. This wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have so many examples, even recent examples,
in succession.
The opposite of this. I mean, EA, if you let's say this year, if they had one good game.
Listen, let me explain something to you. EA is an American company, right?
Yeah.
Our president goes by alternative facts.
Oh gosh.
Enough said. I took it political.
Here's the thing.
Alternative facts, motherfucker.
Why are people surprised by this? This is the same company that when they said we're supporting the Nintendo Switch, remember when that guy came out there and looked like someone had a gun to his cat's head, like, you better talk or we're gonna shoot this cat. And he's like, yes, I like the Switch because I named my child Luigi. I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with the game, mofo?
Oh Lord.
Ubisoft did the same thing. And we all know Ubisoft and EA are the two best gaming companies out right now.
Oh, sorry.
I find it hilarious that we have even 3-4 examples just this year that show otherwise.
You know,
I mean, I'm sorry, EA. You even pissed off some of the pro players of both of football.
Well, at least Activision isn't as bad as the rest of them.
no, because Activision is quiet. See, here's the thing I like about Activision. Activision is screws over their players too with Call of Duty every
They
year.
do that good, but at least they keep their damn mouth shut.
Exactly. At least they aren't. At least Activision isn't going around with their bundles of money in people's faces. Yeah, we took your money, dummy. What you gonna do about it? You know, it's like someone stealing your woman and then going around with her in the car in front of you in the same hots, laughing in your face about it. That's EA and Activision. I mean, that's EA and Ubisoft. Yeah, we screwed you over. What you gonna do about it? But Activision's like, yeah, we screwed you over, but we're not gonna rub it in your face.
Activision, you actually got to hunt them down and see them.
Oh, off topic, totally off topic. I'd like to say something real quick. When that whole thing came about that Ubisoft was going to make a collaboration with Nintendo and make a Rabbids game with Mario, and I had said, you know, trying to be very polite, I was like, hey, who knows? It could be the next Hyrule Warriors. You know what I'm saying? An unexpected combo that actually worked, right? Well, look what the fuck
I told you it was actually going to be good. It might not be the way people like it, but it looks like it's entertaining.
It looks like an XCOM game.
From what I've played of it, it's a fun game. I'll probably get it sometime in the near future. But
it's actually very, very fun. I hope they release a demo, you know, on the eShop at some point, so to get other people to get a chance to play it. But
people hated Rabbids so much that they couldn't look past what good was.
Yeah, that's the thing that's killing me with the game.
That looked like it was good.
That's the thing that kills me with the game. I don't like the Rabbids, but I really like Mario, so it's like it's really hard.
I would tell you this, Red. This is actually a good segue, but I would tell you this. If you don't like the Rabbids and you like Mario, let me just say that this mixture and the Rabbids' whole demeanor, their attitude, their personality.
Basically, what he's saying is that this game will convert you over.
It's perfect. Well, like if you like the Rabbids humor before, you're probably gonna like it now because it's Rabbids humor that's targeted. That really is mixed well with Mario. Like this game has very little Mario in it from what I can see. I mean, Mario is in it, but the Rabbids have their own little little take on the humor.
Doc, I put about an hour into the game because my friend has it. Like I put an hour into it, but I mean that's the thing. I don't like the Rabbids' sense of humor. Like that's not funny to me. So it's kind of like I like the mechanics of the game.
You ever send it to SpongeBob? Wow.
I like the mechanics. I like the mechanics of the game. I like a lot of the aesthetics of the game. I just don't like the Rabbids. So it's just one of those things.
I can see that, but I definitely really do enjoy the game. So far, like the first world, that's all I've done thus far, and I've taken my time to do it and really explore all the nooks and crannies. I've actually had like perfect scores on every map the first time around, except for like one.
Boss map.
Okay, Dr. Feel Good, Ken J. I need to explain to Mr. Red Fox that you have opposite syndrome. Most of the industry have where they love a certain character, but the gameplay is absolute garbage. Unfortunately, you have the exact opposite. The main character you consider garbage, but the gameplay is actually good.
Good.
But unfortunately, based on the industry standards, gameplay
the game is solid.
Characters. So you should pick this game regardless.
Yeah, the game is solid, but they're decent. There's a decent handful of solid games that just weren't really my cup of tea. So, not every game is gonna appeal to everybody.
But it's a Nintendo game, so that gives you a special gray area.
Not really. There are Nintendo games that I don't necessarily like. Like I'm not a huge Mario Party fan.
It gives you a special gray area because that gives you the ability to hate or not hate something, whether it's good or bad. Because Nintendo is just gray.
Man, that's a missed opportunity for me for not having Rayman in that game.
Yeah, that's also one of the things I'm like, man, if only Rayman was in this game, it would be just Trey Magnifique.
It would basically make sense because that's all he does is sit up here and throw out projectiles.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of a missed opportunity.
We have good taste, but we realize that the main gaming industry does not have good taste. Popularity does not equate to good quality, and the sad reality is Rabbids is more popular than Rayman currently.
That is the sad state. Heck, if Rayman was in, really. It could have won. It could have won up Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Not really. The Rabbids are popular in France. Like everywhere else, they're kind of like meh, because Ubisoft didn't really support them beyond the Wii generation. So that's the Ubisoft.
France is interesting that way. They're the same people. France is very interesting in the regard that they hold people like Jerry Lewis in high regard still. You know.
Yeah. So you know.
Their sense of humor is different.
The Rabbids are way beyond Rayman. There's a Rabbids cartoon. So
yeah, well, I mean, the thing about France is that they have a very weird. They're kind of like, okay, on some things France is very
weird. It's about what makes them money.
Well, no, when I say they're weird, I mean when you look at what they revere versus, like, okay, France is known as being like the French are known as being like some of the top notch of the gastronomes in the world, people who are really into eating really good food. But the French also really like canned spinach. They prefer canned spinach over fresh spinach.
I'm talking about what
makes money. Weird.
What makes money?
I mean, there's tons of things that are popular that don't necessarily make money. Remember, pet rocks were really popular.
But what you have to realize is if it's popular on TV,
Cabbage Patch Kids
on TV commercials.
Cabbage Patch Kids, Furbies. I mean, there's tons of things that make money that were popular that aren't popular anymore. Because
as an economist, you should know. Don't be facetious. If it's a popular enough TV show, there's plenty of companies that are paying top dollar to put their commercials during the show. So they're still making money. Am I right?
Well, I mean, the Rabbids cartoon, as far as I know, isn't necessarily worldwide. Isn't it only in France?
Worldwide or not, I'm saying it's
still making money.
That's making money in France. That's not a lot of money. France doesn't have a huge population. It's decent.
You need to stay in politics because you know how to dodge.
I mean, that's like someone saying, someone saying, man, this is really popular in Puerto Rico. Oh, that's cool. Is that population equal or greater than continental United States?
I'm talking
worldwide. If something's really popular in one place, especially like a small place, that's cool. I'm glad they're making money there. But
even a small place, companies drop dough. Japan is small. You can make a ton.
And I'm simply saying that, yes, it's making money for them, but they dropped the ball on the Rabbids in the sixth gen.
I'm just saying
that's on them.
The fact that they're making money. That's
all. Shit.
I don't like Rabbids personally. I'm with you on that. I'm just saying it is what it is, and I hate that term, but it's accurate in this case. It is what it is, and if it's making money, it's making money. Popularity or not, if it's making dough, it's making dough. And that's how Ubisoft thinks. Yeah, a bunch of greedy mofos.
And that's why Ubisoft basically has become the European EA.
Yep.
But I have a question regarding that. Why? I mean, I know the answer to the question is pretty much obvious, but just in your opinion, how do we get to a point where, for the most part, this gaming industry, in terms of third party, is really being ruled by three: EA, Activision, and pretty much provide. And you can say 2K if you want. You can say that. But this one's EA, Ubisoft, Activision. They any do bro gamer talking from one of these. At least none of them come from these three companies altogether. Have one, oddball game out there that's made, by an indie company or potentially Nintendo, God forbid. But how do we get to this point?
Well, I mean, I think we got to this point because, like, two out of three of the major console manufacturers basically. Well, it started with Sega, really, but now the way it is now, 2 out of the 3 major console manufacturers basically said we are going to abandon our necessary duty in this industry to lead it, and we're going to let you guys just have carte blanche. You can do whatever the hell you want. And basically, I mean, like EA and Activision and the numerous third parties that existed back in the day and don't exist anymore because their own greed made them devour themselves. Like they don't care about the health of the industry. They don't care about what's good. They just want to make revenue generated go up every quarter. They don't care about is this sustainable? Is this business model going to let us stay viable 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? They just like, hey man, our profits went up this fiscal year.
I'm gonna use your smile into a meme. Sorry, I'm being random.
Just when I think about it, me personally, this is me, of course. I look at this gaming landscape and I'm thinking to myself, the typical person, they want Madden and Battlefield from EA. And these are games they sink, dozens, if not hundreds of hours in. And then at the same time, they'll want Assassin's Creed and some shooter from Ubisoft or whatever, be it the Division or whatever the other game was, Ghost Recon, whatever the case may be. And then you have Activision.
Sorry, go ahead.
But then you have Activision. You get your Call of Duty, you get your Destiny, or whatever else, your Candy Crush. They bought them too. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys are basically pouring all of your gaming time into 3 companies that offer you the same damn experience pretty much across the board.
Well, almost, because at least Activision got Candy Crush, so they have a different kind of outlet. But I get what you're saying, but I don't know how I can explain this as best and as not degrading as possible, but the heck. It's like gamers, most of them these days, just want to play the same darn game.
The sad reality is this: the quality in gaming has gone down.
Yeah.
We are. I hate to admit it, but the sad reality is we've become the league gamers.
We're the dying breed.
We've created standards that don't meet the standards of the current gaming industry.
Yeah.
Most gamers these days don't require much standards. That's why, as time goes on, games are getting crappier and crappier because people are just a bunch of sheep.
Yeah. Well, they've been trained and conditioned to take shit.
Exactly. See,
we
have standards for our games, but the sad fact is we're like the 1% of gaming.
Yeah. Like basically, we're like, and I'm going to use this example because it's totally appropriate. Gamers like us, we're like those people who go shopping, and like not only are we looking for a good deal, but we want food that's healthy and nutritious, and like we go to the produce section. We're like, it's like not only is this affordable, but it's right.
So you're saying we go to the farmer's market while the rest of them go to Walmart?
Yeah, exactly. And they're perfectly happy.
That is the perfect analogy.
And they're perfectly happy. Not only are they going to Walmart, they're getting stuff that's not good for them. They're getting stuff that's cheap. That's cheap.
A great deal.
That's cheap and like that's cheap for the company to make, for the company to stock, to put it out on sale. But they're ramping up the prices, and they're getting less nutritional value from the food.
So what you're saying is they're going to the store and buying Spam and ramen, while we're buying New York strip steaks and I don't know, chicken.
Not even that premium. Okay. Here. I'll give you a better analogy. Okay. We're going to a normal local market that has in season locally sourced stuff, and we pick up a tomato and it's ripe. It's not so tight that you could bounce it on the ground. It's got a little bit of give. It smells like it's ripe. Okay. And it's kind of juicy, and you're like, wow, this is a ripe tomato. And if you put it on a sandwich, or you use it in a cucumber salad, a tomato and cucumber salad, whatever, it has a flavor to it. It doesn't just taste like water. Okay. Whereas they're buying shit that looks all shiny and glossy, but this is not ripe. They put it in a room and they pumped it full of carbon monoxide and turned this green tomato red. This is not a ripe tomato.
No, he's nailing it. That's exactly what it is. That is a perfect analogy. Continue.
He said they sprayed them with anti-pesticide.
Basically, that's all. And the sad thing about all this is
what it is. You nailed it.
Gamers, like I did a video about this a while ago. I called it the AAA trap. Gamers, like developers and publishers, keep on making these games look prettier and prettier, but what's actually inside the games is less than what we had on shit years ago. And the sad thing is that one of the few companies that are still holding to the standards of making games the way they used to be made when they were quality get shit on by everyone. People are like, no, I don't want healthy food. Fuck that. I want this shit with ingredients I can't pronounce.
That's right. I want my triglyceride. That stuff.
You gotta damn near have 3 or 4 degrees in chemistry and physics in order to know what the way it is. But I mean, that's basically how gamers are today. They're like, man, that game doesn't look very good. But a truly good game goes beyond graphics. Like, we can all go back and play Super Mario World for the SNES, or Super Mario 3, or I'll use non-Nintendo games. We can all go back and play
Chrono Trigger.
We can play Castlevania. We can play all these old games that have solid gameplay concepts, and they stand the test of time. Go back and try and play Call of Duty. Go back and try and play a Call of Duty game.
Come on, man.
Now, you know what?
The servers are still on.
In this day and age, it's all about online gaming, man.
No, Mr. T made a video probably about a couple years back. He said he played some old side-scrolling shooter. I think it was like a Mega Man game, and he said he got his ass handed to him. And this is a game that he was able to beat, with relative ease back in the day. He said, man, gamers today.
I remember that video. I know you're going to continue.
He said, gamers today, they're so used to crouching behind a wall to get their health back. He said, games back in the day, you didn't get your damn health back. When you got shot, you just left with you got your health. He said,
you better hope you can find a health pack.
Contra, Ninja Gaiden, the original Metroid games.
Yeah.
You will get it.
Shot once, it was over. There was no health gauge. That was it.
Especially Metroid on the NES. That game, in the beginning of the game, you're dropped in the world with 30 health.
You know what? Hold on. You guys are missing the most obvious one. The Legend of Zelda. They don't even tell you where to get the damn sword in the beginning.
Oh,
no,
God.
They don't.
How many people have walked off that map without going to that one cave to get the damn sword? How many?
Well, I didn't.
A lot of people went into that cave. That's true.
Some people did, because I've heard people say, I beat the game with just the shield. I'm like, you didn't get the sword? Really? Ugh.
Didn't know what the sword was.
Damn.
We didn't know. That's why the sword is one of the greatest memes ever.
And let me tell you something, as far as Zelda goes, even now, Okay, the kids are on there playing it on the Switch, right? The Legend of Zelda. Okay, after playing some Mario Kart and having a little blast and whatever, they find shrines that me, 200 plus hours in, haven't found, and I'm still wondering how the hell.
Whoa!
Because I don't play. I don't play with a guide. I refuse to play with a guide.
I have the guide and I still have yet to open it.
I'm telling you something right now. But this,
and that's where you nailed it. We're old school because part of the joy is discovering it yourself.
yeah, and the thing is, it's like reading a good book. You want to go in a little bit at a time.
I finished over 100 times.
Although, to be fair, there are some games that if you do not have the strategy guide, you're going to be effed. Like Bacon Katos. Yeah.
I bought the guides for a lot of games. I bought them for collecting items, but games like
just because
Final
you're a bitch
Fantasy.
ass don't mean I'm a bitch ass. I'm just saying.
Really? So you own Bacon Katos and you found all 242 card combinations to get all of the various secret items?
Oh, see, no. See, that's different. Completionist, yes. Some games you need that. For completing everything, yes, you're correct.
I can.
I thought you needed it to beat the game. I was like, really, dude?
But getting all the card combinations, that shit, you need the strategy guide for that.
I thought you needed the guide to beat the game. That's what I'm like, dude, really?
No, you just need to learn how to build a deck.
RPGs. Yeah. You can't do that. I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's all about building decks in
off topic. Speaking of deck building games, who remembers Lost Kingdoms?
I remember that game. That was the game where you like had the cards that you could summon enemies with and junk.
Yeah. I liked it. It was interesting. It was a novel type of approach that they took. A lot of people don't like it, though.
What was the name of the game?
Lost Kingdoms.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Lost Kingdoms. It was all right. I never got deeply into the game, but it was all right.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something right now. I wish, for the love of God, Nintendo, get off your asses and make a damn sequel to Eternal Darkness already.
Well, they keep on renewing the damn.
Right now, instead of that, I would take them making a proper sequel to Fantasy Life for the Switch.
I would not be surprised.
Fantasy Life. That would be so awesome, especially, like I said,
don't mess with my feelings right now. Leave Fantasy Life out of this conversation.
Yeah, but that's not up to Nintendo. That's not up to Nintendo. That's level 5.
No,
you got level 5.
That's level 5. Level 5 got a close relationship, but it's still a third party, and third parties do whatever the hell they want.
Exactly. I mean,
Eternal Darkness. I wouldn't be surprised. Like 3-4 years ago, they just out of the blue give us the most insane, scariest, awesome game we've seen in over a decade.
That game to me was incredible. The way that they approached breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, you mean how you thought your game was broken?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
You're like, oh no, it's deleting. Oh no, and you're like,
please don't tell me this shit was corrupt. Please, Jesus. This was back in the day with memory cards, and your memory cards would sometimes be corrupt.
It would probably be dangerous to actually make a game like that right now because so many games these days are coming out broken themselves.
No.
That would actually work. That would actually work within the.
That would work. You know what? I bet it'll sell Game Busters. Making a multi-plat, it'll sell Game Busters.
Oh Lord!
You know why? Because a lot of these idiots would try to force shut down the game, trying to think they can avoid.
You know what? Imagine the game being on the PS4 and Xbox One. What was on the PS4 and Xbox One, and you reach the part where it says now uninstalling your game from your hard drive. People will rip their shit out of their consoles.
Oh my God!
They will break their consoles by accident.
People would eject the disc and try to get that shit.
No, please no.
And then the consoles will actually break.
Please make this game because I want to see all these idiots.
Oh Lord! especially if they do a live Let's Play.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I like to do something before my break. Like we saw you purchase the DLC, erasing your original file or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be horrible.
I mean, there's some games that Nintendo made where I'm just like, please do another one of those. Like,
Some Nintendo games.
Star Tropics.
You know what?
Check this out, guys.
One of them. I know a lot.
Metalman in the comments
I wouldn't modify.
and this is in regards to you, Red Fox, earlier. Middleman said they're buying Mondo burgers and we're buying good burgers.
Mondo
Can I take your order? Can I take your order? Can I take your order? Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say about games I would like to see on a Nintendo system that Nintendo released or published that we haven't seen. And this is something that Nintendo published back on the SNES. Sim City. But wait.
Oh yeah.
Wait a second. I have a hook. That would give it that Nintendo flavor. You can choose different time periods, and each time period would correspond to themed buildings to that time period. So if you do medieval, it's like Fire Emblem. If you do like futuristic, it's like Star Fox. If you do if you do like prehistoric, it's Legend of Zelda, stuff like that.
I swear, every now and again,
you mean medieval.
Borderline genius shit.
Legend of Zelda would be medieval.
Well, no, the reason I say Legend of Zelda is prehistoric is because I want the medieval part to be Fire Emblem. Because Fire Emblem
you can go
has better technology.
You could go in the Dark Ages. How about that?
Okay, fair enough. That'll work.
Hold on, is this the same City franchise that EA got their money?
Yeah, they own that shit. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! That would be something. That would be something.
No. You know what? It'd be an interesting thing. How about a revival?
Triple.
A revival of Popeye, the arcade game, but done in a different perspective.
No, I'm gonna take that to a whole new level. And you guys, and I know y'all gonna look at me like, what the hell are you talking about?
And that's why I brought up Popeye, because a lot of people didn't realize Nintendo
Prisoners of War. And I know a lot of you guys have no clue what I'm talking about.
What was the name of the game again?
Prisoners of War.
Isn't that the game where you could basically rescue people? And that would basically
you break out of prison, you escape, rescue people on the way out.
Yeah,
it's one of the first over-the-top beat 'em ups.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
I think Nintendo actually should, even though they're not their properties or anything, try to make a deal with Night Dive Studios because they're such a small studio, and try to bring System Shock out 4-player to the Switch.
I can see that. We got 9 parchments coming.
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
I could see that.
That would be sick. That would be totally sick. And not the second one, the first one that's being revamped on PC, but add multiplayer functionality.
Crud. Gentlemen, I gotta dip out. I'm gonna see if I can come back, but I can't make no promises.
All right, man. No problem. Thanks for coming by, man.
Have a good night.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you guys think?
I think they all these are all really good ideas. Nintendo has a lot of games in their lexicon that have been on Nintendo systems or that were heavily associated with Nintendo systems that really need to come back. And it's more than just, certain games. There's a lot of them.
Look, man, the only game we need to make the Switch sell 5 million copies, Superman 64 Remastered.
Oh man, I was about to say fuck you. I was about to say fuck you so hard.
No. How about we go RPG and say Aiden's Chronicles?
If they made it with a little bit more of a modern aesthetic, because that's not the worst RPG ever.
Oh, it was pretty bad. Don't lie.
It wasn't the worst. No, Quest 64 is the worst RPG ever.
Dude, don't call that Abomination an RPG.
Well, it is. You have turn-based combat. Your character levels up. They get stronger with each form of combat. There's no party system, but technically the first Dragon Warrior didn't have a party system, so that's an RPG too.
Yo.
At least that's a good one.
Seriously. It's ass.
What? Titan Chronicles the First Mage? It's not terrible. It's not good. Look, it's not good.
Dude,
Here's the thing.
No lie. Listen. Aiden's Chronicles is the fighter's destiny of the N64.
Are you kidding?
No, it's not.
Notice I didn't say the Tekken's fighter's destiny. I said the fighter's destiny.
No, it's not. Okay, look. I agree with you. Aiden Chronicles had a lot of problems. It was not the best game ever. That I will agree with you. But the concepts behind it, the gameplay system, how they handled turn-based combat was actually relatively unique at the time. And I actually liked I've beaten that game like 16 times. It's never really not that bad of a game.
I wish also Rockstar would stop being so ass hurt and just give us another Body Harvest.
Actually, I'd take a bully, but I get what you're saying.
Here's my thing with Rockstar, man. Rockstar could make more money than they could on the PC. I mean, if they just put a game on a Switch. I don't really care which one it is. Bully could go on a Switch. Hell, I'm not gonna lie. I would literally buy Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Remastered.
They couldn't give us the
yeah. But add the ability to damn swim.
Yeah. But I would take that. Because here's my thing. I think it's okay. You need to understand that, look, putting a Grand Theft Auto type game or whatever, or Red Dead, whatever the case may be, on the Switch wouldn't be a bad thing. As I did in one of my recent videos, the PC version of Grand Theft Auto sold like 1.2, 1.3 million versus 70 out of 70 plus million sold across all the platforms. That's like less than 2%. I think the Switch will give you 500,000 copies at the very least.
Like here's what I'll say about it. Here's what I'll say about it. Okay, I don't personally think Red Dead Redemption would do well on the Switch. Just in terms of like the audience, since the audience wasn't built on that. But another Bully would do really good. Maybe another.
Wait. Speaking of which, how did Scarface favor over there on the Wii?
I don't know. I bought the game though. I liked it.
I've been looking for that sucker for a while, man.
Didn't it do pretty well? I gotta check that out.
It's just so many games out there that could have such possibility on the Switch, especially now that they're actually going towards the more mature side of gaming. I mean, with games like the Binding of Isaac, for example.
Yeah, I mean
that thing has heavy religious overtones that could easily offend.
Well, I mean, the thing is that like people are always saying Nintendo's so kiddie. I don't like those kiddie games. Nintendo's not kiddie.
Winky Tinkies.
I mean, this is the same company that had Castlevania, which is about fighting vampires and crosses and blood and all that stuff.
No, it had Gonker's Bad Fur Day, which was all about what?
A conquer for the search for money.
Being a drunkard and being a lech.
But it also had him basically looking up the dress of a really, really tall cave woman and passing out, or you bouncing on the the chest of a well-endowed flower.
Now that's platform gaming.
Yeah, that's what I call platform gaming.
I have a sour note I want to go over real quick.
Go ahead.
One of probably the best inventions in gaming will no longer exist.
Oh my gosh.
MiiVerse is coming to an end.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah. I mean, we knew it was going to happen.
Nintendo said that MiiVerse is going to be shut down as of I think early November, which is shortly after Mario Odyssey release.
Which leads
and to me, I would say I'm optimistic, and I hope that they plan on launching something else when the paid service launches, because even Liga Benduo told me that MiiVerse, since all Nintendo, all the Wii and Wii U stuff was free or whatever, the online everything, that MiiVerse alone was costing them over $1 million a month to operate. and operate and moderate like over it was like millions of dollars a month. I loved it. To me, it was the best gaming social media I've ever seen. Period. It little to no bullshit, and bullshit got squashed very, very quickly. Like the moderation on that thing was insane. If you even said God bless, and that shit would get like written off like, hey, no religious stuff. It would then play. I used it. I still use it. I love it. I'm just
Yeah.
hoping that they come up with something similar
To
for the
replace
Switch.
it?
But if it goes away, yeah, replacement. If it goes away, I can deal. Don't get me wrong. But I would love it if they brought it back because with the Switch, I thank them. You know, everyone's been saying, you know, we need a way to. Nintendo needs to grasp social media. Look, I like sharing things to Twitter and Facebook, more so Twitter. But the people that you have for your friends with on Twitter, not all of them are interested in gaming. Not all of them,
Well,
or
not just
typically
that. Just, I
not
don't
the
want.
games you're interested in. And to me, MiiVerse, when you would post something, you would get reactions from gamers that were interested in that particular game at the very least. And the
Well,
whole
I
Twitter
mean,
and Facebook things are the same.
not just that. I don't want everything to be the same. You know, I don't want everything to be I fucking hate Xbox Online. I find it annoying. You know, I find PSN to be just garbage. You
Yeah.
know,
You know, I missed the whole thing where you were where they had that virtual world that you was able to go to and on PSN.
Oh, the PlayStation Home.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, you mean that shit that was in the beta for 7 years?
it
If
never
they
went
would have
beyond that.
if they would have done something with it, it would have been nice. But eh, because to me that would have been worth the price of admission, adding a full fleshed out version of that to the PSN. You know?
That shit was a damn. That was like a damn test slash benchmark kind of thing. They never
No,
made
that
any
was them
progress
seeing
whatsoever.
the Mii's, and they were like, "Shit, we need something cute too." that's what that shit was. They're like,
Yeah,
"Shit,
but I
we
didn't
need
mind it
something
for what it was. I didn't mind it at all. But then to sit up here and invest in it and hoping that something comes out of it and nothing happens, it is disappointing.
Yeah, it
Well,
is. But
better get used
that's
to
why
that.
so many people said that they didn't like the Miiverse thing.
But that's Sony for you. Sony basically, Sony hasn't had an original idea in forever when it came to a video game console. Everything they do is just ripping off Nintendo, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, and
Juan,
just a quick update or whatever. Sorry, Triple M. If anybody out there watching the podcast, anyone on the podcast, if you have a Switch and you have Splatoon 2, my wife's about to get on and play some Salmon Run. So if you would like to join her in your escapade of gathering golden eggs, let me know. I'll shoot you a friend code or something. But yeah, she's getting on Salmon Run.
Salmon Run.
yeah. Quan, speaking about the Scarface game that you were asking for, I'm looking at VG charts here, and not feeling too good.
Mm.
Well, I mean, the
Okay,
lead platform for that game
all right.
was
Let's go. Let's go for the PS2 version first. It sold like 1.19 million. The Xbox is 0.49. The Wii is 0.14 million.
Wow. They
Well,
probably
I mean,
they
it was
probably
a,
didn't put enough advertising into it. That's
and
why.
plus it was competing
Yeah.
against GTA San Andreas, which
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
But guess what? But guess how much the PC sold after? It's the lowest.
What 5? It sold 5.
0.04 million.
Damn.
Mm.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't.
Oddly enough, oddly enough, the PSP version actually sold 0.16 million.
Okay.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. All right. Well, something else I want to bring up real quick. NBA 2K for the Switch requires an SD card.
Because they're putting the full game on the system. Unlike some people who only give us the Vita game ported to the Switch.
Oh, come on.
Well, what do you think FIFA 18 really is? It's just the Vita engine. I mean, they look, the Vita is dead except in Japan. So they're like, well, shit, we got this engine sitting around. Let's use it. So
Really, the Vita engine? I thought it was the 360 engine.
Yeah, but the Vita engine is the 360 engine. It's just it's all last gen stuff that they just kind of they're repurposing because EA is cheap as balls.
I would give EA a little bit credit with that because from what I was seeing, comparing the Switch with the PS4, they really didn't look that much different.
Okay.
Now, I'm surprised to even see something like that because I'm like, wait a minute, EA is actually going for the lowest common denominator. That's a first.
Well, no, I mean it makes perfect sense for them to use the Vita engine because, like, basically they want this game. If it sells a decent amount, they'll make more profit if they don't use the Frostbite engine. If they don't have to spend a lot of money developing it, because they go cheap. They use the Vita engine, and then if it sells over $1 million, they made they're probably going to sell this as a $60 game. If it sells over $1 million, they basically make $50 million.
Oh no! Actually, I meant that since they're using the Frostbite engine on the PS4, but that didn't look that much different than the one on the Switch.
Well, of course it wouldn't. The Frostbite engine isn't that good of an engine. I mean, if you don't believe me, go watch Mass Effect Andromeda or Dragon Age Inquisition. That's all the Frostbite.
To be honest, I wouldn't chalk that on the engine itself. It's more like very green gull of developers who didn't make much experience making games. But I digress.
I mean, that could be the case. I mean, I doubt it, but that could be the case. Very much.
Oh no! There's been some people actually reported that at least this one developer that was making the whole facial animation.
If I eat something else, I could take another.
Excuse me? Oh, well, anyway. Yeah,
No, I'm talking to my wife. Yeah,
Oh.
we're talking about my insulin right now. My blood sugar went down finally.
Oh, glad to hear it, man.
That's good.
It finally went down from high.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, regarding NBA 2K, I will say that I'm hoping this doesn't become a trend because I've heard how big these games are when it comes to the PS4 and Xbox One. 50, 60, 80, 90 gigs after the updates and patches and stuff. So I'm hoping that the reason we need SD card is not because of that. Let's say the game is 40 gigs. Don't tell me it's going to be all the memory that's available on it. It needs another 8 gigs to install on the system just so you can play the game. I hope that's not the case.
Here's what I'll say, okay? I understand where people, but here's the thing. If you're going to be a serious Switch owner, eventually you're going to start downloading games and you're going to be spending money, okay? You're going to have to eventually get a bigger memory card. That's just how it is, okay?
Yeah,
but with that being said,
keep going.
But with that being said, I mean, because you're going to have to eventually get a bigger memory card anyway, I'm okay with that. But the thing is like I would rather have to download some extra stuff on the Switch and get a full and complete game if you're charging me $60 for it. Now, if these games were like $50 or $40 because it's the quote unquote mobile version, which is what EA is trying to pull with this shit, I can understand it. But that's not the case now, is it?
Yeah. Just to let you guys know, I have 200 gigs myself, and I was considering going 400.
Well, with me. I don't mind. This would happen if the base game was actually on the cartridge, and anything that comes afterwards is just free DLC.
Yeah.
Well,
Something
right now,
like
the way
that.
the Switch is designed is that the game saves are locked to the system itself. You can't even port the game saves over to the memory card. At least that's as far as I could tell at this point. I could be wrong. If I am, please feel free to correct me. But I can agree with you guys on that. I just don't want this habit of. I want the Switch to force people to try to optimize, and not give it these bloated games. Because that's all they do for the Xbox One and PS4. That's all they do. They just throw the whole unoptimized code onto the system where you are forced to install it. And my thing is, no, like for example, I had a 32 gigabyte micro SD card laying around that had one of my old phones, so I just put that in my Switch. Of course, I barely use any memory on it. I have seven physical games out of the 10 that I really want. Games. So I still have a lot of memory left over, but I don't want to start eating up that memory because every major third-party game, whether it be Madden, NBA 2K, or whatever the case may be, requires me to install 4, 5, 6 gigs onto the card in addition to buying the game physical. I'm buying a PS4 anyway.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I get it. But just my own personal view, I would rather have my game. I'd rather have game parity with the other versions than worry about
And that's a good thing because typically for the last few years we haven't been getting that. We've been getting either a shitty, broken down, watered down version, or we don't get it all. So I'm glad we're getting the game, and I'm glad it's identical.
Yeah. So I mean, for me personally, I'd rather have my game, I'd rather have parity versus, because sooner or later you're going to have to upgrade your hard drive, and because a lot of games you're not going to want to buy physical, or it might not be physical, or you might want to play it immediately, so you're going to get it digital anyway. So why would I get all, oh man, I'm not one of those people like, oh man, this has to be physical or else. I mean, I'm not that guy.
Yeah. Well, terribly, I'm one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm not that guy. Because I know I'm eventually gonna have to get.
I prefer physical. Now, if it's only available digitally, then I'll get it if it's a game I'm interested in. But I would prefer it to be physical. Like for example, I remember when there were rumors going around that they were going to have Fast Racing Neo go physical on the Wii U. Well, it never happened. Then we got Fast RMX for the Switch, but it's not physical; it's only digital. But so that's why I actually held off not buying the game. I said, well, they're talking about making a physical version. I'll just wait for that because that's what I prefer. But no big deal because I also have snipper clips that's strictly digital.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm eventually gonna have to get. If you're gonna be a serious Switch owner, there are gonna be games that are gonna be digital only, and that's just you're just gonna have to deal with it.
But like you, I'm happy that exact same game as the other kid. People can use it as excuse they want. Oh well, it has less effects, or the textures aren't as good, or it's not as high resolution. Like at home, just to be able to play it. I'm not stuck at home at all. So to me, that's actually a benefit. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Biggest 2K fan, but I may actually pick this game up just to show my support. But not only that, But I do like basketball sims. I'm just not crazy to buy one every goddamn year.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like 2K is annualized, and Madden is annualized, and FIFA's annualized. At a certain point, I'm just like, look, listen, I don't need a Madden game every goddamn year. Look,
I want freaking quality. Goddammit, take your time, do it right.
Give me
from.
Just in time.
Yeah, give me a 2K game like
I snuck
like
out.
once. Give me a 2K game once every, I don't know, like
Every
I'll get one
generation?
every 4 or 5 years. Yeah, once a gen.
No.
You know what?
No. 4 or 5 years is an exaggeration. I say 3
wait,
years.
wait, guys.
3
guys.
years is a decent cycle. 3 years.
Regardless what the cycle is, if it's an appreciable amount of time, make any type of updates, DLC or expansions, and call it a day.
Are you are you following the Nintendo example?
That's what I would rather. That's
Blasphemy.
what I would rather have for most of these games. Like, stop making everything. Oh, we got to do a new game for this. No,
Quality
man, just do like-
DLCs. That is garbage. Nobody does that anymore.
Well, they need to sit up here and talk to
Why do I have
They
an
need to have
echo?
a nice long talk with CD Projekt Red.
Oh boy.
Am I causing the echo?
Yes, sir.
Is it coming from me?
I shouldn't be causing an echo. That's weird.
Is it me?
Well, time to troubleshoot.
It's gone now.
Someone was causing an echo. Echo.
Echo was a better game than people give it credit for, though. It still sucked, but it was better than people gave it credit for.
You mean Echo the Dolphin or just Echo?
Echo. Echo the Dolphin has its ups and downs. I'm talking Echo.
What about Echo the Dolphin in particular for the Dreamcast?
Well, I never played the Dreamcast version, so I don't know what to tell you there. All I know is I'm walking to the liquor store right now.
What the hell, man?
I wish I could go to
Hey.
the liquor store right now.
To the liquor store on a Friday night.
I know if I go to the liquor store, my wife will have a fit.
I actually got approval. I'm amazed.
Yo, check this out, Shep. My blood sugar went down.
Good.
Good, man.
Freaking good. I really shouldn't be talking about this mid-podcast, but I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Keep me posted on that, by the way.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
still
guys.
feel like crap, though.
Well, I mean, it's not going to be instant, bro. You're going to have to slowly get back to yourself.
Yeah.
God damn.
What's wrong, Red Fox?
I'm playing Splatoon while I'm in this podcast because I'm going to be like the guy who started this podcast.
wait,
Who does
are
the
you-
same thing on everyone else's podcast.
Are you
Someone
playing?
does
Wait, Mr. Red Fox, Mr. Red Fox, real quick. Are you playing Wii U Splatoon or are you playing Switch Splatoon?
I'm playing Splatoon 2, but in my mind, it's all the same, more or
Oh,
less.
okay. Oh, damn. See, because if you were playing Wii U, I was about to turn away. I was about to walk in the liquor store. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna run home and play. But you're playing Switch, and sadly, I don't have a Switch yet, so fuck it.
Yeah, I'm playing
Continue.
Splatoon 2.
Well,
But in my head, it's
I'm
all
actually
the
playing
same.
the Wii U right now.
Well,
It's
too late.
all the same to me. Yeah.
Dang it! I can't play my Wii U right now. So yeah.
I'm kidding. I want the TV to turn around, so he was full of shit when he said that. But let's move on.
No, I say that because you're an asshole, so I purposely troll you.
Yeah.
Splatoon.
But
like,
Triple said it, so I think I might turn around quicker and go downstairs and play Splatoon with him.
Yeah.
Well, I said I can't play it right now. That's the thing.
Okay,
Oh, you know what? You suck. All of you guys suck. Well, Red Fox, Red Fox is not your fault. Continue, bro.
I gave away my copy to the grandkids, though, Shep. So yeah.
What the? F-
Well,
I'm telling you,
Quan, I know your situation, so that's fine.
Yeah,
I know
Commander.
I know you don't play those type of hardcore physical games like that anymore.
Oh, dang. Well, Commander,
You're
if you
more of
can
an
wait till
RPG dude.
if you can wait till tomorrow morning, I'll be on.
Okay, so
Okay, maybe we can do that then. We'll see.
basically, my thing is this: like people keep on making articles about things, and I'm like, no shit. Like, for example, like someone did this article where they're like, can you believe that the Switch has outsold the PS4 in Japan? And I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
Common sense is uncommon, bro.
That's not surprising. I mean, because PlayStation
Sony
4,
sells better in America than in their own country.
yeah,
Because
PlayStation
Sony's a
4
seller.
with the knack.
They cater to
The Wii U actually
European and
sold out
American
outside
audiences. They
Japan.
no longer hold the standards they used to hold.
Yeah, the
But you know, they're trying to
PS4
make money.
launched
It's
with the knack.
understandable.
The PS4's killer app was Final Fantasy 15, and that really didn't sell all that well in the PS4 in Japan. You know what the killer app for the Switch is? Splatoon 2, bitches. And we all know how those people in Japan love Splatoon.
Oh God.
You know,
No,
let me just say this. I actually made a video about this today, but Switch has essentially been out about 6 months.
Yep.
Nintendo has actually given us at least 1 or 2 major titles every month
they have
since
5
launch.
heavy hitters.
At least
Yeah,
one
5 heavy
game per
hitters.
month.
Yeah, they pretty much have 5 heavy hitters currently.
Yep. I mean, you know, even their jabs, like, even if you're going just by like AA, AAA, single A, like, you know, they led with a heavy punch with Breath of the Wild. That's a
Breath of
AAA
the
game.
Wild, and then even Bomberman R did well. I think it had like
And then,
what, half a
well,
million copies.
eh, Bomberman R is it's a third party exclusive. But hey, fuck it, you know, why not? It's a, you know, look, that was a low budget game for Konami, so it made them money. Good for them. And then Nintendo follows up with ARMS, which is a AA game, but it's doing
Don't forget about
relatively
Mario
well.
Kart 8 Deluxe, man, in April. Come on now.
Don't
Man,
forget
I
one to
will not
Switch.
dignify a damn port.
Hey, you got to
I will
dignify
not
it,
do it.
but that bitch did sell.
It did sell, yes. And
But
then
don't forget 1-2 Switch.
yeah, and 1-2 Switch, that was probably a single A game, but it did relatively well.
Didn't that game sell like 1.6 million copies or something like that?
I mean, look, and
Yeah, it went over 1 million.
it's gonna sell for years. And then it seems, and then they do what was it called? And then they launched Splatoon 2, which in Japan people were buying just the box so that when the game came out and they could get it, they could put the game in the box. I mean, that's some messed up shit right there.
Actually, I still can't believe they had to resort to doing a lottery just to get a chance to buy it.
Not even that, but even in America, Breath of the Wild had the same treatment where basically they had sold more copies of the game than they did the system.
Yeah,
So
but
people were essentially buying the game before they even bought the damn Nintendo Switch.
yeah, but it's not as bad as Splatoon 2 in Japan. Splatoon
I
2,
know.
people were literally just buying the box. When the game gets in, I'll give me $5 for the box. I'll get the game later on. That's like layaway. It's like, I'll put $5 on this system. I'll give you the rest by payday.
And then, like you said,
That's so bad.
of course, we just got another. Well, I think this game is going to sell well, but Mario+Rabbids is actually a pretty good game, and I hope it does move over 1 million units. I really, really do. And then we have Sonic Mania, which is it's a third party game. I mean, it's a multiplayer, but Sonic Mania came out a couple weeks back.
Yeah, a week and a half.
Just to let you know, some of us appreciated that Chris reference, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, how can we not appreciate it? I mean, he's doing a lot better than the core than the core teams at Sega. So
yeah, that's the sad thing about Sonic Mania is that the best 2D Sonic game we've gotten in years was made by people who don't like it. It was basically initially made by fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, not by like Sega team themselves. That's Sonic team themselves. That's embarrassing. I mean,
And doesn't Sonic Forces launch is it this month?
I think later on this month, yeah, like in the middle of September, I think.
I hope that actually turns out well too. I really hope it does because right now Sonic Mania has made quite an impression on people
because it's good.
And because it's like Sonic Forces do not pull a Sonic Boom. If Sonic Forces flops, that may be the end of any
Oh my
optimism
God.
people have for
I
a
just
3D
gotta say,
Sonic.
Freedom Planet. Continue.
No, like here's the thing. Okay, I don't think Sonic Forces is
Or
going to be.
3D Sonic. 3D Sonic.
Yeah, I don't think Sonic Forces is going to be as bad as Sonic Boom.
Sonic
Okay,
Sonic Boom. Oh.
it's not going to be as bad as Sonic Boom.
Here comes the boom. Here comes
Yeah.
the sorry.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be somewhere between. I think it's going to be better than Sonic Boom, but not as good as Sonic Lost World because Sonic Lost World actually changed the formula, whereas Sonic Mania looks like it's going to be more of what we got from Sonic Generations, the 3D levels, and Sonic Unleashed, the 3D levels. Just like more of like running on rails, homing attack to hit enemies, quick time events to dodge stuff, running away from something, running towards something. I mean,
Yeah, well, here's hoping, man.
it's going to be what it's always been. It's not going to be. But Sonic Boom was a special. That was a special type of turd, you know.
Shut the hell up. We're not
Come on.
But you know what? You know
I
what the
just want
funny
to bury
part
that
is?
thing.
I want Sonic Boom. I'm gonna pick it up eventually because I want to experience it for myself.
Yeah, like,
And
Are
Echo's
you
back.
serious?
Damn it.
What the hell, Chef?
Sonic Boom is so bad that I would tell people, like, if you ever go to like a Target or a Walmart and they have like those games, the discount bin for like $7, get it and then play it just so that you can say, wow, this game is a steaming pile.
Truthfully, that's kind of what I'm doing. And instead of spending $20 on the damn game,
I mean,
I'm just saying one day when it seems reasonably priced, like $4.50, I'll pick it up
Yeah.
myself.
But you know what's so funny?
I'll probably
about
buy
this
2
is
6-packs, a shot of sake.
Hey, hold on. Don't sit up here and dig too hard into those so-called bargain bin games, because that's how I found out about Knox.
Look, what's ironic about all this about Sonic Boom is that I heard the 3DS version was actually decent.
Because the 3DS game was a 2D adventure, like Metroidvania-esque adventure, where you had to use the characters.
So basically, they actually bothered to make it match the platform it was on.
Yeah, but I mean, Sonic Boom was literally like they had this game running on a PC. Sega was like, you need to put that on the Switch. I mean, on the Wii U. And
Although I heard the TV show was actually decent. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I haven't watched this.
Yeah, surprisingly, it is decent.
I haven't watched the Sonic TV show since they had Jaleel White doing the voice, and they had the Sonic the Saturday morning cartoon that was.
Are you talking about the shit from back in the day, Sonic the Hedgehog? He can really move. He have an attitude. That one.
Well, one, and that's the, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Jaleel White did the voice for both of them, but there was one during the week that, like, Sonic,
edgy, right?
Where where it had that theme song and
Bunny with the cybernetic stuff.
Well, the one during the week was the one where Sonic was kind of like it was like a Saturday morning. It was like a kid friendly cartoon where Sonic had messages, and shit like that. And they had the comedic relief of the two robots, but then they had the Saturday morning.
Oh, that goofy one.
The voice of Robotnik, and this was like the scary Robotnik that was like, "I'll get in your ass, Robotnik."
So then the darker one. I like the darker Sonic. That was my shit back then.
Yeah.
And the girl, the bunny was all cybernetic and shit.
Oh yeah, Sally and Babs.
Yeah, that was the good. Like, really, I mean, why don't they give us that Sonic game? Stop trying to give us all this weird stuff.
Dude, I would drop $70 right now if they did a good Sonic game that represented that cartoon back then.
Yeah,
Heck, I'd go
give it like a 3D platformer with some mild RPG elements, and that shit would be off the chain.
Now I know we can't get James
Sonic
Avery.
the Brotherhood.
We can't get James Avery to do the voice because he's dead. But hell, I can do a decent James Avery impression.
Heck, I can do it myself as well.
Of course, I'm really good at doing the Shredder James Avery because that's where I knew him. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's Uncle Phil." Nah, man, I knew him as Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I think that could totally work. But I mean, Sonic is Sonic Mania is good. Will Sonic Forces be good? That shit's in the air. I don't know.
Well, I am cautiously optimistic for this game.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not saying.
Just curious.
Well, does anybody else have a quick topic they want to discuss before we close it out? Anything at all?
Yo,
Man, I had one, but I completely forgotten about it.
Well, it's perfectly fine, man. Well, we'll go ahead and end it here. This is kind of a short one, which is a good thing. I didn't want to keep everybody. I know y'all have. I know you guys. We can still keep going after the cast. Damn it! But
Oh snap! You know what? There is one thing I actually I forgot to mention with the whole.
that's good because I want to finish this 6-pack while I'm talking to you guys.
what the fuck?
I just started the first beer, so we got 5 more beers to go.
To the viewers out there, we don't condone alcohol consumption, although we are all adults. So please,
It's Friday goddamn night. Now, if this was a Tuesday night, I could see that. It's
hey, some
Friday.
folks got to
dude.
work tomorrow morning. Some folks actually got to work tomorrow.
You know, you guys are constantly reminding me of alcohol now, and that's not fair because I sit up here and have to deal with my health situation, so I'm stuck out on the side not getting my drink on. Damn
Well,
you all.
Quan, esteemed Quan Manchu, there's no guarantee that I'm actually drinking. I'm just talking out of my face right now.
Okay. I was about to say, damn you. I was about to say, damn.
You know when he started drinking, he'll start arguing with everybody.
Oh yeah, he doesn't argue with me.
That's because Quan is always right, and you guys are a bunch of bitch ass punks. That's why.
If you want
I would not concede to that.
you want to see a hardcore Nintendo fan become anti-Nintendo, just give Shep a few shots.
Oh Lord.
No. I keep it real every time. I'm just more vocal when I'm nice.
He's like, you know what, man? I like Nintendo, but this voice chat bullshits. I can't fuck with them.
Oh no! See, now you lying. You lying out your ass. I did not say
Wait
that.
a minute. Speaking of voice chat, what do you think about the fact that they said that there's a hidden voice chat for the LAN version of Splatoon?
Well, yeah, that makes perfect
I'm not surprised.
sense. Because the servers, which obviously they're using, like if you're using the LAN option through your thing, through your Switch and possibly the Wii U, you don't need to use a server. And we all know that online right now is being done. If you use the app, it's being done through a server. And once those servers go down, you're effed. But Nintendo's got your back because you got LAN. And that's right. That's how you know a multiplayer game, an online multiplayer game, gives a shit about their consumer base when they include local area network play. You know who doesn't include local area network play anymore? Halo.
Who does LAN anymore? Get out of here. Nintendo's outdated.
Well, here's where I wanted to say something about the whole EA article thing. Now, I wouldn't have hampered on EA as much if they could have just if that lady could have just said, okay, in the past we effed up, but from this point on moving forward, it's for the gamers. If she would have said something like that, I would have said, okay, fair game. But to actually say that they were always for the players.
Okay,
like,
my good man. You see, the truth of the matter is this: when it comes to business, you have 2 options. You either lie some more, or you admit to the messing up, but do it in such a manner where it's like it seems like you didn't, like it was an accident. You cannot take full liability. It's redirect. Please forgive us. Spend more money on us. That's it.
Why would EA care when they have a cadre of dumbasses who buy their games year in
And that's
year
why I
out?
say the number 1 route. You just play dumb.
They don't care. Like here's the thing: EA, as long as people continue to buy annualized versions of Madden and FIFA and Battlefront because it's got Star Wars smeared on it.
That's where you're going, and I would agree that as long as you idiots keep buying it, they could give 2 shits.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, as long as they got your money, they don't care.
And that's why I've been preaching for the longest while. cash rules everything around you. Speak with your wallet. If you keep buying BS, they're gonna keep doing BS to you.
Yep.
And then it wasn't an EA that like bragged about a couple years ago, talking about they made like $1 billion in DLC transactions.
Of course.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so you guys, okay, listen to this. If you want the DLC bullshit to stop, if you want EA to stop giving you annual iterations of the same game with a slightly new coat of paint and a new feature or two, and just updated rosters, guess what? Stop spending your money.
Yep.
I don't care if you are the biggest, most diehard fan of a game. If you realize a game is bullshit from the beginning,
Don't buy it.
you don't buy it.
Yep.
Just like a lot of people, this is not me pointing at, talking about one side over the other. Just like with iPhone. If you actually read up on iPhones, they've been becoming less and less popular the last 4 or 5 years. They say iPhone went from having lines out the door waiting for the next model to come out to now you barely see a line around like the first corner of the store. It's not a big line anymore because people realize I'm buying the same shit.
Yeah, and they can go and get a phone for literally 60% less that does the same shit as their iPhone. Actually more, because it's not pigeonholed in the Apple ecosystem.
Okay,
So-
you bastards are speaking pure blasphemy. You know that, right?
So
I mean, but he has a point. But you both have a point. We all know this. Like you said, Shep, cash rules everything.
Yep.
Just like I told you guys years back when they first announced Batman Arkham Knight for the 8-gen systems and PC, and then before the game launched, they said we're gonna have a $50 DLC a season pass.
Yep.
I seen someone on Google Plus. They had stated like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get it. I say, DLC with the game as well. They said, yeah. I said, but they hadn't even announced what's in it. He says, I don't care. I'm a big ass Batman fan. I buy everything Batman. I'm like, I can understand that. I can even appreciate that. But you're blindly going to buy something without knowing what the fuck is going to be in it.
Yep.
It could just be skins and weapons.
But
You said
and you know
$50?
that's the sad part is that there's thousands, if not millions, of people that's gonna do the exact
Same thing.
shit.
Yep. And
I'm
that's
thinking, like, dude,
Because you have to remember,
makes no
for every one person that's vocal about this stuff, there's at least 9 people that are quietly sitting there like, yeah, go tell nobody about this.
Yep, and look, for people who are like, oh man, Mr. Red Fox, what a Nintendo fanboy. I'm the guy who will not buy Mario Kart DX, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm not going to do it. Want to know why?
I will, because
there's
I
no
want the
way
Battlefield, bitch.
Yeah, there's no way on God's green earth I'm paying $60 for a game that I paid $84 for with the DLC last gen.
No, because there's
Fuck that.
Nintendo Select. Pick that shit up in the fall, and it'll be like $20 less.
Not unless the price goes down. And since this is a Nintendo game that they're gonna milk the shit out of, so that
Well, that
teats
is true.
dry, so that teats giving out powdered milk, then possibly I'll never get that game. But that's okay. I have Mario Kart game.
You know what? I don't blame you, but I want to go and face Doc in real battle mode.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. Everyone has their breaking points. Everyone has a line that they will not cross. For me, when I saw that shit, I was like, yeah, I'm not crossing that. I'm not. No. I'll compromise a lot of stuff. But
I spend money where exactly, and everybody spend money where they see fit. Same way, like I won't spend money on a lot of stuff, but Final Fantasy Tactics, if they come up with I have no shame with Final Fantasy Tactics, none.
Yeah,
That is
you
one of my
own-
favorite
you-
games
you
of all
own,
time.
like every damn version. There is.
I have every version except for the Apple version, because fuck Apple.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're not talking
Well,
about
for the
red
record,
versus
for the record, my wife has an iPhone, iPad, and an earbook, and I bought 2 of those 3 items
Wow. But hey,
because I love my wife. Bullshit or not.
well, you are one wonderful man.
No, I'm a smart ass, but I know when to stand down for my own sanity.
But
What?
now I finally remember the topic that I wanted to bring up.
Go ahead.
Have you guys seen or witnessed that video that YouTube video from Commonwealth that uploaded last night?
I saw Liger's response to it. I didn't want to watch the video because to me, even seeing the title, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear some bitching about dumb shit that most real Switch owners probably don't give a shit about.
Or
That
even
video
real
was really
gamers.
clickbait. It really was to me.
Yeah, that was exactly it. I mean, it's like it's well, to me it was like really we're going to pass this whole Wii U situation again on the Switch, because that was
What I
basically.
don't get is that I'm just gonna say this to everyone listening, not listening, whatever the case may be. If you're watching this, hear me out. It has been 2 gens at the very least. Are we still on this third party shit with Nintendo?
Well, actually, I have to just add one caveat. It's not been it has not been 2 gens. This shit started with the N64, and it's been the same bullshit every single gen with a different name.
I mean,
No, let's
to me,
be clear. This began at the end of the Super Nintendo cycle.
but
This
what I
was
don't
just
understand.
it's around the same time frame when the whole PlayStation Super Nintendo thing fell out. That's when the third party was like, you know what?
Okay, but here's my
Jump
thing.
ship.
Okay, here's the
They
few
jumped
facts.
ship.
Here's the few
PlayStation was the one that gave these third parties opportunity to show their asses.
And this is what gets me. Commonwealth was the last person that I would actually see someone bring this thing up. That surprised me the most.
But to me, my problem with the whole thing is this, because that's one of the things they mentioned. And of course, whenever there's someone bad mouthing a Nintendo console, the one thing you're gonna always hear, 10 out of 10 times, is Nintendo and third party. That's gonna come
Yep.
up.
Yep.
And my thing is, are we not past this? Why is this still a thing? You guys have been saying this shit since after the Super Nintendo. And guess what? Despite the quote unquote lack of third party
Listen.
support, they still
Okay,
here.
let me shut down what you have to say real quick. No offense. The whole fact is everybody want to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah. They
And
want
the
everything.
reality is, if Nintendo played nice with third party, you would pretty much have everything you want on one platform.
Well, not really.
Well,
You just
listen, sorry.
I wouldn't have Halo.
If Nintendo and third party were talking on the same level,
yep.
85% of the games you want to play are going to be on the same platform.
But
And
guess
they
what?
would
Am I
probably.
wrong? Am I wrong there?
You
No.
are absolutely right.
They talk this shit as though if like you just said, if they had third party, I can just buy all my games on one console. But that's never been true. You can't. No console offers every single game. But
Nope.
let's say even the perfect relationship would give Nintendo 90% of the games. You still gonna want Uncharted.
Yep.
So even still, despite what you want, even Nintendo had the same third party support as Sony and Microsoft. If you want to play Halo, you still got to get an Xbox. You want to play
Yeah.
Uncharted, you got to be Sony. So
And
regardless, you're gonna want 2 systems, if not all 3, no matter what the hell Nintendo gets.
well, I
Listen,
mean,
I know what
at
you're
the end-
saying, and we all know this. I'm just speaking the delusion that some of these fanboys are thinking.
here's the thing. Here's the thing that gets me about these fanboys, these consoles. Well, I'm not gonna buy this console just for the first party games. The only people who say that are people who aren't Nintendo fans, because let's keep it real. The state of third parties on Microsoft are shit. Sorry.
Which is actually a lot worse than what Nintendo was been with the Wii U, and yet we're still in this.
So I mean, let's just get that out of the way. Microsoft's first party games they've never had the strongest first party games, and this last gen, the 8th gen, has been like the worst gen for Microsoft in first party games.
Abysmal.
Yeah, it's like really. There's almost no reason to own an Xbox at this point because almost all their first party games are also on PC. So if you have a PC, it's like, what do I need you for? You know.
And on that note, guys, I have to go. It was nice, hanging out with y'all, and I'm going to try to be more consistent in doing
Well,
so.
go ahead and give your outro. We're about to sign off right now anyway.
Yeah.
So,
This is Kwame Chu hanging out with the crew, and as I always say, whatever's clever.
Peace,
All right.
leader. I'm out.
dang it! And I was
And
about
Jeff?
to. Yeah, I was about to finish. I was about to finish this up with the whole Nindies showcase that happened sometime earlier.
Don't worry, Trip. You can catch you can get the leftovers in my catch Sunday. How about that?
Oh yeah.
Is
Let's
Chef
move
still
it up.
here?
I'm here. Continue, guys. I'm
Oh, well,
chilling.
go ahead and give your outro. So you can go
There
ahead and get yourself a little poo nanny.
ain't nothing going on. There ain't nothing going on tonight, bro. I'm sitting outside next to a pine tree,
Hey, listen
sipping
what
on
he said.
beer.
Listen what he said. Ain't nothing going on? Nothing, huh? Yeah.
The-
We know what's
let-
really going on.
there will
Oh my god.
things will not occur
You're
tonight.
gonna have the wife. You're gonna have the wife shake your little pine tree.
Oh my god.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
goodness! I didn't even go
You
there.
had to reach for that one, didn't you?
No. Ken had to reach for that pine tree.
You need to stay away from my pine tree, bastard.
Give your sign off, bastard.
Hey is the good shepherd, liver of life, gamer, hobbyist, and badass motherfucker. I'm out.
Hey, Mr. Red Fox.
Me, Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. Stay tuned to my channel tomorrow, Saturday, 7 to 8:30. We'll be doing a sci-fi power hour about Star Wars. If you'd like to talk about Star Wars, you're welcome to join. Any of the viewers, anyone. And Sunday, same bat time, same bat place, 7 to 8:30. BS Busters. We're gonna talk about Nindies. We're gonna talk about people still making the same tired ass argument that Nintendo needs third parties. Why get a console for anything but the third party games, which makes no damn sense. And we'll discuss more in the BS Busters Sunday. So yeah, that's it. Red Fox out.
That's what's up.
All right. And Triple M.
Yeah, this is Triple M over here. All I can tell you guys to keep playing, guys. Keep playing. And I don't mean playing as in keep being suckers. No. Play straight, play smart. All the
I.e.,
way.
shut up and play.
And as always, start to feel good. I want to thank all the viewers for tuning in. Thank the panelists for coming. And as I always say, keep it gaming, you rat bastards.
Dragon Ball Super, biatch.
Or else.